I mean, that counts for being for working out right.
Way to go. I get it. I'm not going to add anything to
Excuse
it. Let's just
you.
leave it there.
Anyways, talking about cholera again, we see that no fewer than 37 deaths have been recorded in the current cholera outbreak, which has hit about 30 states and Ogun State. Now, in a statement on Thursday by the Director of Public Affairs in the state's Ministry of Health, Tambo Soon, he said that the state had recorded an additional 6 cholera deaths as against the previous 15 that was first recorded. We hear that it has spread across 30 states. I don't think the FCT is included. FCT is not there yet. I like the word yet. But I mean, again, I would encourage us to take precautionary measures. I think the easiest way is, remember the COVID period. Even before the COVID period, they'll tell you wash your hands every day. People came out, did campaigns, video, audio campaigns. So I think we should continue with that attitude, because I mean, it's the way to go. Washing your hands out there, we touch tables, we handle equipment, and then we come back in and just get to food almost immediately.
It's one thing to say, wash your hands and all of that, personal hygiene. I would, if anything, you would agree with me that after COVID, in this case, what is worrisome now is the fact that it is only now that this thing is spread to a couple of states in Nigeria that the federal government now is wading in to saying, okay, let's test the water. Now, it's not really about the washing of your hands. Now. So if you wash your hands externally, do you wash the water in your internals? So it seems as though this issue now is because and that's why it ought to be tested.
So someone said that yesterday. I mean, we need to start with the water board.
Exactly. That's
purify the water that you give to people to drink. In other developed countries, people drink directly from the tap.
That's what's going on.
Well, it's a risk now. I wouldn't advise you to.
That's just what it is. All right, and the good thing is that the states of is it Osun State or Ogun State now?
Ogun State.
Cross River, I think.
Lagos.
They're trying to. There's 2 other states that will be Osun and Cross River, I guess. They have now tried to put on measures very quickly now to tackling that situation just before it gets in.
Fire brigade approach.
That's it.
To everything. But I mean, please stay safe out there. If you must eat roadside food, ensure that it is hot.
That's another place.
It is hot. Roadside food, we like to eat the roasted yam, the roasted corn. We like to eat the akara. We like to eat potatoes. If you want to get it, at least ensure that it is hot. That way you're sure that any germ there has been killed.
And then please, for all of you that still take the local drinks and all of that, which is good, but take it easy. You don't know the water,
exactly. So try to avoid these things as much as possible, at least for now. Now let's move on to other stories we have lined up for today. Now, an update to the Rivers State brouhaha. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, yesterday has said his men would continue to barricade all local government secretariats in Rivers State amid the ongoing political tension. He also said that the recent controversy surrounding the recruitment of police constables, which I think you did justice to on your show yesterday,
that's right.
Extensively, is really appalling. And he highlighted, the rigorous standard expected of officers. I'm always of the opinion that this is the mistake most times. This is not just about government parastatals now, even personal organizations and what have you. You'd have people, you're bringing new people into the job, right? And the people who actually are in the job already are oblivious of these people. That is, through the interview, allowed some level of opportunity to be able to screen these people as well. So you bring people who know nothing about the force to screen people who we get into the force. What do you know you're screening for? Or what do you know you're interviewing the people for? It's just like you want to interview a presenter now, and then you take a driver to be on the panel for the invitation. What do you hope to achieve by doing that?
Nothing.
Because obviously that person doesn't know the requirements for being a presenter. So I mean, they just use whatever they have in their heads, whatever measures they think is appropriate for that time, without actually knowing the requirements. And that's why the entire police recruitment thing Well,
the bone of contention, if I may add, basically to, in addition to what you said, has been the place of, corruption.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereby the NPF, I think, was accusing the PSC and saying that, look, we were part of the process from the beginning, but
why do you want to sideline us now?
You're sidelining us, and then they are saying issues of discrepancies in terms of the data. There are some people who were more qualified have been dropped, and those who had nothing upstairs as to they didn't meet the requirements and all of that, they've been the ones who one way or the other have found their names on the list.
Remember, this happens all the time. It happens all the time.
But I'm glad that there's a wake-up call at this point in time. I mean, where one of them is saying, hey,
Dr. Parastatal here, where people went for interviews, I think you were part of the process. I think they all went for interviews, and then people already had appointment letters. There,
look,
original stamp. So if we must cleanse the system, that is the police force, because we have been calling for reformation of the police force. We've been talking about we've been talking about that time and time again. Then it must to do the job, not because they are unemployed.
Exactly.
It's one thing to get a job because you're unemployed, and it's another thing to have passion for protecting lives and properties. Just maybe we will see some level of efficiency in that sector when the people who actually want to do the job are given the job.
Right.
Now let's talk lastly. Time is fast spent.
Fast spent, oh my gosh.
Anyways, let's talk lastly about Nigerians' debt profile. Now surged to 121.67 trillion naira, marking an increase of 24.33 trillion or naira, or 24.99% over a span of 3 months. Now, this new figure of Nigerians' public debt contrasts with a total debt of 97.34 trillion naira that was recorded as of December 2023. According to the revelation that was made by the office in a statement issued on yesterday, and external debts of the Nigerian government. Now, the 36 states government and the Federal Capital Territory, that's the FCT as well. Now, this report states that Nigerians' total public debt stood at 121.67 trillion naira. The comparative figure for December 31st, which they now say is, having a contrast whatsoever, is for December, it was 97.34 trillion naira. Wow. And total domestic debt amounted to 65.65 trillion naira, while total external debt stood at 56.2 trillion naira as well. Now, on Thursday, yesterday again, it was reported that the government had secured loans amidst the rising debt profile. Totaling about 4.9 World Bank over the past 12 months, amid concerns about rising costs, inflation, and what have you. And all of these things come from servicing external debt.
Exactly, that's just what it is. And if you were to look, into between 2022 and 2024, the debt profile for Nigeria, you would see that in 2022 we had 103.3 billion US dollars, which is equivalent to 43.47 trillion naira. That's what it is. And then which of course, translates to 59.4 trillion naira. When I call these monies, man, I always get the shivers. I tell you, trust me, and it makes me say, come on, I hope we've not sold our future generation.
And guess what?
Okay.
The government still anticipates the approval of fresh loans amounting $4.4 billion from both the World Bank and the African Development Bank within the coming year.
I'm sure one of such would be the 2.25 billion US dollars, that they're trying to secure from the World Bank, which the World Bank, I think, has given a nod to, and not being okay. And of course, why wouldn't the World Bank say, okay? They don't let you. It's debt. You pay with interest. You pay.
Anyways, I think our time is fast spent. Let's just get into the conversation for today. But yes, while we'll keep up the conversation, we'll talk about some of the implications of borrowing. I mean, a couple of people might come out and say, yes, a nation has to borrow. Of course, we have to borrow. But amidst borrowing, we need to know the implications of this borrowing on our economic system.
Aside that, amidst borrowing, we need to also know which infrastructure we have put in place. Because the idea of borrowing is that when we borrow monies, we should
service something.
Beautiful.
Exactly.
So capital projects. What are those manufacturing industries that we have? What do we have? What do we have? No, we don't. We don't have it. Rather, we're still importing here and there, and it's really sad. So it means that we are only what do they call that now? A revenue. We use it to finance the debt, not like pay off the debt.
Anyways, let's just take the calls already. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my dear sister Martha, and this is Alami from Central area.
All right, Alami, welcome aboard.
Let me quickly assure you and say hello for convalescence. There is no nation in the world that developed without borrowing.
Exactly.
Yes,
we were expecting that somewhere.
Yes, you're right, though. You're right.
Yeah. And you're right. You guys are right. We have to scrutinize and be very intentional. What are these loans? What are they? You know, we cannot be borrowing and then be using it to service debt and then so we have to focus on legacy infrastructure, massive infrastructure. There's no nation that developed without borrowing. What we should be doing is all those trillions and billions of dollars that are being borrowed. If they are used for road infrastructure, if they are used channel it to our power generation, if they are used to this infrastructure that would also increase our IG, I'm 100% for it. But borrowing to service the luxurious lifestyle of the few political elite is totally condemnable. And so far I think as much as we can say there's nothing to show for it for the last 1 year, but if you want to be very circumspect and we really dig and really go into all of the program of the current administration, I think we'll definitely see one or two signs that truly there is evidence as to all of where the borrowings are going into. This is the most challenging economic time in our national life. So if you are not generating enough revenue, if you don't borrow, then it means you have a total collapse of the system.
Agreeable.
It's just inevitable. However, all the federal government to prioritize infrastructure, investment in our infrastructure, in our power sector, in our rural roads. These are the areas that will definitely boost our economy and give a better life to every one of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Alamin, for that contribution. Let's keep it moving. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, please.
Welcome on board.
Yeah, my name is Abdul. I'm calling from Shiliga.
All right, shoot, Abdul. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I think I'm scared of this borrowing of the stuff. If we borrow and the government can single-handedly point at one or two people they solve with the money, no problem. But we're not even seeing anything. The common man are not even feeling any impact. Then why are they borrowing? Tomorrow will be the one to suffer for it, not them. Yeah. So I know no nation survived without borrowing, but our own is different. You borrow and you cannot single-handedly point at one or two people that done with that money. There was the excess of borrowing.
Exactly.
That's just the case. Please let me hail Alami. We'll miss him from other station, okay?
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, I didn't get that. Anyways, hello, good morning.
That sounds like trouble. Right?
For the body.
Okay.
We be on now for the body.
All right, good morning.
All of us. Princess.
Oh, but I should have known. Good morning, Obasanjo.
Princess. With the pains, we have got to wake up with the pains that we are living. With the pain I, Obasanjo, living. And I'm telling you, we got to say something. That is why I sing this song. Double Allah for dead body.
Okay.
Common food that we want to eat now until it become hot first. Why? Because the cholera has taken place, has taken advantage of it. Why? Because the failure of the government not to prevent some measures. The 21st century, we are tackling cholera, malaria, typhoid, and other things. The world African country, the wealthy African country that has everything it takes. Everything it takes. If you enter any corner, there's money over there. Comes to our community, mining, you get gold. Better gold. That money flow over there. Agriculture, money flow over there. Not talk about the oil itself. The crude oil, kerosene, gas, chemical, everything. But we have a failure leadership. The leaders are on their own. They don't care about the citizen itself. They don't care about the land. If they don't care about the citizen, they should care about the land itself. That God give us this land. Borrowing, not putting, borrowing, not putting the oil industry in
All
place.
right. Thank you, Ambassador.
Somebody will now take Princess. God bless your heart.
God bless you. We have a very, very limited time so that we can have more people contribute. So try to keep it short as much as possible. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Madam. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
We're good. Thank you. What's your name?
My name is Kamel Salisi from
Right.
All right. Good
Comrade.
to have you join us. Talk to
Welcome
us.
aboard.
My thing this morning about borrowings. The borrowing, Nigeria is borrowing from the former leaders to this leader. No leader will come that this borrowing will stop this borrowing. Or they'll call their expensive down to stop borrowing. What they know, they are borrowing, the debt is going higher to collapse the system of the country. The president cannot call the whole state governor in order, and what are you borrowing this money for? Or himself as the president, borrow. Now, the president, they have to borrow money to take care of their family and their friends, and they have to borrow money to take care of their family and their friends and their company. They call this government and their care government. They call this government and their care government that they have no reason, they have the idea to stop the meeting. So I'm not happy with them.
Right.
All right. God bless you too. Thank you so much. Let's go on a very short break, right? We've got to shuffle a bit.
We are committed. We simplify borehole for your borehole survey, for your borehole drilling, or any of your borehole challenges. Call us on 035 96 5170. You can
All right, welcome back. We're still here.
You have no problem.
Right?
My name is Alati.
Yes.
See, there's nothing wrong with borrowing.
Right.
But by the time you borrow to be paying pilot in agriculture, it's not meaningful. You remember the Nigerian air? They borrowed that money. We celebrate. That was the scam of the air. Even the payer that just called the radio station, they were in support of that. I say, how can we buy firefighter vehicle at the rate of over 2.something billion? They say, yes, it's compared to the election. We need all this. Now, where is the Nigerian air? They borrow this money and they look at this money. How about the Commonwealth Accountant General of Federation? He allegedly stole 109 billion. How about the Minister of Money, not the plan of IMF? He who go borrower, go borrower. Because he will be held to a responsibility money for Nigeria to make our refinery work.
All right.
Have they ever talked about our refinery to work? No, our own. To be borrowing money and to be consuming, to be borrowing money and be giving financial, to be borrowing money so that we continue borrowing, and we become sorrower to them.
Well, we don't pray for that, but thank you so much, Selassie. Yes, I understand your grievances, but yes.
Good morning, Mata.
Good morning. Is this Elder?
Yeah, Danoja is my name.
What did we do to you? It's been a minute since I heard you.
I travel. I just come back.
Welcome back. It's good to have you.
How are you? How are your family?
Very well, thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you. Let's hear you.
A corrupt country ruled by corrupt men. Honest people in those countries, they are great people. Any suggestion you give to them, they can't hear because they are corrupt. You see, borrow is not a problem. You see,
Yeah.
It make us pay the of our debt. You see, the money they pay wrongly, they return it into this country. But they came back and spoil the economy again. The money we're going to borrow now, they have sent us to China government for 50 years. Our children, their money is there. Now World Bank are borrowing us money. They have said that it's borrowing that, continue paying that interest. All what we have now, our replacement. If they borrow to do road, maybe they do it. But politicians, Somebody will borrow money from abroad, say he give palliative. Palliative borrow, you have to trade with that money, use that money, and have interest to service the loan. But Nigeria, they don't do that. The politicians, they have tell us. So there's nothing we can do unless by God. There's no way we can come out. Buhari have borrowed, now Tinubu is borrowing, and another person is called tomorrow is borrow. So they have sell it, our generation to borrow to the other country. And their science will not work on IMF. No country ever be with IMF. Country like that. There's no country where IMF rule the government and then the people will never suffer. IMF don't care for poor people. They only tell the government the way out to cause more hardship to poor people. Think it and Google it. There's no country in this world where they say they are dealing with IMF will ever survive. Whether IMF lead them to civil war or lead them to crisis. But if Nigeria does not work from IMF, we continue suffering this thing. Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you.
Borrowed monies from the World Bank and IMF, in the past, and they may still have some outstanding monies, with the IMF.
But the idea is your sole source of income, like.
No, they've not made that. They've not. I think the last time, if not, the last prominent one has been in 2020.
You get that.
Ever since that, and then it went out.
Yes.
What's going on?
So the more you borrow, the more what do I have a say in what you do and
all of that?
But I mean,
but if I was at IMF and World Bank, do you know how I would look at Nigeria? It might be laughable, but it's serious. I would look at Nigeria as a country that's so rich, very, very rich, and yet why are they coming to me? Why are they coming to me to borrow money? Why? Why are they calling?
It's a very big question. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mata. Good morning, Lady.
Yes.
In a country where a borrowed money are mismanaged fully. That is why we see the loss of price control, the falling purchasing power of naira, a lot of indices, negative indices of this loan, because those loans come with condition, and you must apply them in the economy. So there is no way you can build a country, a flourishing economy by borrowing. Show me one country that that build a flourishing economy.
Yes, I greet all the elders in the studio.
Yeah.
All protocols duly observed. You see, this issue of borrowing, I'm not sorry for Nigerians because I know it will get to that point where I protest for you. I'm not sorry. They will borrow more. They know without action. Nigerians will rise up and stand up and demand what is right. Come on. Look at what the lady ever. Judiciary is nothing to write home about. We don't have a judiciary in this country. The judiciary that will put up court order, the same judiciary will trample upon it. Conflicting judgment up and down. And we say this thing. My brother, my sister, I'm not sorry for Nigeria. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Omotaya, for that contribution right there. I think we'll take let's take this call and then a few.
Calling you right here in a circle, my brother. Thank you, my sister. Over there. You see, the funds from IMF is not bad. I remember 20-something, the guy, they had money only the same time together with us here in Nigeria. But we have what we call long-term planning in our God-blessed country. Our leaders are not too focused. Maybe they are carried away with the luxury in life. And so, you see, borrowing money is not wrong, it's not bad, but still help the citizens on ground. Because that is the case here. So borrowing money is not bad, but to use that money very well is the problem we have in Nigeria. You borrow money, then you use it to buy cars, you use it to buy planes and other things. That is not so important. If you look at Abuja-Kaduna road right now, the abandoned road. Last week, I knew the kind of stress in South Sea going down there because I was well and brought up in Kaduna.
Okay.
No.
But I'm from Abia State.
Okay.
You see? So, the problem is so that everybody is seated. The judiciary to be restricting the police
and the judiciary. That's our problem. You see,
Good to you.
Good
Taking
morning.
me.
Says, I'm listening from Nassau State. In the
Right.
21st century, cholera still kill our people. It's unfortunate that Nigeria can't stop avoidable deaths. Yet want to go to space. I saw that report. Borrowing, my worry is that those funds are borrowed and then the politicians steal away some funds. I can't imagine the former minister in Buhari's government fed school children during COVID-19 while the students were all at home. This is Hundu Tekimbi. I think you're about to break tables this morning.
You've shaken, you've shook the table.
But
now you want to break it.
Yes, but you know the thing, Uduak, is he talked about in the 21st century we're still suffering cholera, and I was just sitting there hearing the amount of money some of these international communities claim that this we don't even have malaria drugs free. It's even getting more expensive by the day. If you have treated malaria in the last 1 month, you know what I'm talking about.
Some of us are afraid
for malaria drugs. You know, you go to the hospital before, you know, if you have a 10,000 naira, you can access healthcare, but with a 50,000, you're still treating malaria.
for your
some of these things, you know, the world has. It's looking like as regards this health sector now, the world has gone far, and then we're still endemic to some of these things that are, you know, can be solved eventually. It's very, very appalling, like I said.
Actually.
And
trust me, it is disheartening. And there was a time when one administration, I can't remember, maybe the Goodluck administration, though, the nets, the safety nets, that was in turn be sold.
Yes,
they exploit,
and you see it boldly written, not for sale.
Not for sale, man. But
you know,
people still auction it for a price, and of course, what do? It's still bought at the time because people wanted to stay safe and all that. And then there was this complaint about the chemicals causing heat, causing some other health challenges
because we don't use it well. The normal thing to do would be to dry it under a shade, not the sun.
Right.
Yes, you dry under the shade, not the sun.
You see?
If you dry under the shade, I think, you know, you're safe. But under the sun, it takes away all of the chemicals. You know, it's been treated before it's brought here.
Yeah.
So you just put it under there so that it doesn't. Some people react to the chemicals. So when you put it under there, it's aired. You know, you're safe. And now let me assure us that the reason for this conversation, particularly we're talking about the debt profile of Nigeria, is not to just lambast the government. I try to let us know this as much as possible. But some of the implications of this borrowing, you know, they have consequences.
Exactly.
And one of them will be the inflation rate. Excessive borrowing can, you know, lead to inflation as increased money supply chases limited goods and services. And this puts a lot of pressure on the citizens. As of now, we're still combating with a 33 point, you know, I can't remember the exact figures, percentage, inflation rate, you know, we're still dealing with that. And now getting more money in the system, you know, is only going to increase that. And then we'll have some level of dependence on our creditors, over reliance on foreign creditors. It can compromise national sovereignty and decision making. And this is where the IMF comes in. They want to tell you what to do. They want to tell you how to solve a problem.